Hi everyone, happy Thanksgiving. This is going to be a YouTube special from Flight Deck Devotions for the Thanksgiving season. And today we are talking about the top 10 most iconic aircraft in all of history. A very special thanks to my virtual assistant who put this list together for me. Thank you so much, you're doing a great job. And without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and go right into it. These are the 10 most impactful and iconic aircraft in the history of aviation. So the first one is going to be the Wright Flyer. Now, the Wright Flyer is definitely no stranger to aviation. This is the first powered flight aircraft in the world, and it's actually two Ohio gentlemen who, is my home state, Ohio. These two guys actually are the pioneers of this, and this is in 1903, also known as Kitty Hawk. This invention marked the beginning of aviation. It was flown by Orville and his brother Wilbur Wright. It performed the first powered flight, built with spruce wood and a handmade engine. Wilbur had to lay on his stomach to fly. And they took off and did their testing, and the first flight was actually in North Carolina at Kitty Hawk, down there in the Outer Banks. I've actually been there. It's a fantastic site for where the Kitty Hawk flight was. Just fantastic site. Lots of things to do. Just a great place to go if you ever get a chance. Number 2 is the Concorde. Now, the Concorde is the first supersonic airliner crossing the Atlantic in only 3.5 hours. This is a record. This is a fantastic record. If you've ever been on a flight that has to cross an ocean, it takes a long time. I myself been to Japan twice, to Taiwan once, and in the Philippines in the future, and that is a long flight. My first flight to Japan was over 16 hours long. Granted, I took off from Toronto in Canada. I took off from Toronto, went all the way across, no layovers, all the way into Tokyo Airport, and that was my longest flight I've personally ever been on. It was over 16 hours. My second flight was only 12 hours, but I took off from Colorado. So very different in speed, but this is a fantastic feat. The Concorde featured an adjustable nose for optimal aerodynamics as well. The third segment is something that is really, it's strange to call it unprecedented because it is the thing that is flown with the president inside. That's Air Force One. Now, Donald Trump had his own version of this called Donald Trump One or something like that, but we're going to talk about the president's official U.S. Air Force aircraft, and that is Air Force One. Now, Air Force One is actually just a call sign. It's designated to any aircraft that the president can fly, but there is a specific airplane that is used for the aircraft. This is the call sign for the president's aircraft. Boeing, it is a Boeing airplane, has been the sole manufacturer of it since 1953. And just a fun fact about the Air Force One actually is I have a gentleman in my church, his brother was a steward on Air Force One for many years. So that's really fun fact. And I actually have a pin from Air Force One. Let me grab it. So guys, this is the box, the pin of Air Force One. This was worn by the Air Force One stewards. Really cool, really great. Just a really cool thing to have in my, my collection for pins. I've never worn it yet on a suit, but maybe someday I could for church. This would be really cool. But yeah, Air Force One is one of our most iconic aircraft. Now, turning up to number 4 is going to be the Supermarine Spitfire. Now, the Supermarine Spitfire was the iconic British aircraft in World War II. It's the one you always see artwork of, the one you always see the footage of. This plane was really a thing of beauty. It was a fantastic aircraft, just an amazing aircraft. Fifth is going to be the Airbus A380. Now, Airbus A380, which manufactured 2006, largest passenger airliner, carrying up to 853 passengers, features innovative tech and avionics. I actually flew an Airbus A380, I believe, over my second trip overseas to Japan. It was an Airbus. So very, 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 very powerful plane, very wonderful technology. Now, number 6 is the Spirit of St. Louis. Now, the Spirit of St. Louis is owned by a very controversial character, and we're not going to talk about him real long in this video. We're talking about basically the aircraft. And so the aircraft is the Spirit of St. Louis. It's belonged to Charles Lindbergh, his historic Atlantic crossing plane, and its fuel-efficient design with a periscope for visibility. So very unique to this aircraft in this day and age. Well, 7 is the Lockheed Vega 5B. Now, the Lockheed Vega 5B is Amelia Earhart's world record-breaking aircraft, popular for long-range flights. And a little bit about Amelia Earhart. She was a very inspirational woman, one of the first women to really pioneer aviation. And to this day, there's still a lot of speculation and mystery surrounding about her disappearance and what actually happened to Amelia Earhart. And perhaps later on, we'll have a video about her as well. Number 3 is the Gulfstream. Now, the Gulfstream is the first global business jet. It has one fuel stop for worldwide travel. It is a very, very versatile business jet, and this jet specifically, I have seen a lot on Flight Radar, and I just love Flight Radar. They are not, they're not sponsoring me, so you know, there's no sponsorship for this. But Flight Radar is a fantastic tool. Just if you're curious about aviation, you love looking at planes, at least in the United States, Flight Radar is a fantastic tool. You can see everything, military, commercial, personal, everything that's tracked in the sky is tracked on Flight Radar. So fantastic app. All right, let's get on. Our penultimate aircraft is going to be the Cessna Citation XL. Now, the Cessna Citation XL is a revolutionized private aviation aircraft. It's cost efficient, fast, and high capacity. Now, I don't really have much to say about the Cessna Citation because I actually am not too familiar with this aircraft. I'll have to do more study on it when we do a separate video for it. But again, this is a fantastic list here put together by my fantastic virtual assistant. Now, the 10 aircraft, our number 1 spot is going to be the Spaceship Two. Now, Spaceship Two is a suborbital spacecraft with an open cabin, leading to commercial space travel. This is the one that really interests me, and that's going to be the one that really interests me would definitely have to be the Marine Spitfire. Now, that is a military aircraft. It is a fantastic aircraft. And I would argue that if we had a number 11 spot, it would probably have to go to the F-22 Raptor. Now, of course, I've had the F-22 Raptor featured in other videos, like the Happy Birthday Air Force video and so on, but it's just a fantastic aircraft and deserves to be mentioned one more time. This has been some of the 10 top most iconic aircraft in all time. We'll probably do another list, and this is my first one, so please cut me a little slack. I know it's a little choppy at times and a little bit just kind of unorthodox, but give me some credit. And just help me out, you know, with this video down below. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrates that in the United States, Canada, and beyond. I know there are some people in other nations that still celebrate Thanksgiving, even though it's not a national holiday for you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you guys for tuning into the channel. And also thank you guys for 3,000 subscribers. That is fantastic. We're above 3,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate it. Check out all of our videos on the channel. We have so much more content on the way. Thank you guys. God bless. We'll see you real soon on Flight Deck Devotions.